Hello everybody and welcome into the SFA Season 18 Week 2 BearCave games. We are back for another week of SFA action, and we've got a loaded slate for you today here in Week 2. As always, this is the SFA. It's an online dynasty, ran through Discord, Twitch, and YouTube. You can jump in anytime, claim a team, set the playbook, set the schemes. You can recruit in the Discord, compete in server games for rewards, and build your way to a national championship. Links are in any of our descriptions. You can check us out over on YouTube. We are close to 500 subscribers. If you could help us out, that'd be great. Use a Twitch Prime sub if you don't want to get commercials during the stream. It's completely free with the linked account. And yeah, we're going on here. I'm in a little bit of a frustrated mood, so you might see a crash out today for me. I had some bullshit happen the last hour of work. I had traffic, then I had Cabbage being a little bitch, so I'm a little keyed up here, so I'm ready to fight. So might be a bit of a heated BC stream, especially for Wisconsin, as we are the biggest underdog of the day. And then also D-Sleep submitting late. I see his fucking DM pop up every fucking stream after I'm posting games. You want to crash out, you'll get a crash out today. I am keyed up today, so just so you know. Alright, let's get on into the games. As always, BearCave is the 10 best games of the week that are not game day, except in my opinion, this week's game day is a bunch of bullshit. Well, but it's the 10 best game. We jump in, we'll sim to the end and see if the game's close at all. If it is, we'll watch it play out. If not, we will just move right along. Today, we are starting off with Michigan State. Coach Jay Jetta's his stream debut at Michigan State, his third or fourth destination in his career, against Mushbrain at SMU. Let's see. Alright, so Jay Jettas, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive, as you are the away team. And then we'll get on into it. This is, what does stream have this at? This is and now my mic just doesn't want to work. Okay, we're back. Oh my god, I am pissed today. Is there a spreadsheet with BC and game day counts per team? I don't know what you mean by that. All we got is the screenshot I send, and that's kind of what I do. So the prediction here, Michigan State is a 7-point favorite. -7. SMU +7. So get your Bobanos going. And we will jump in. Don't see Jay Jettas. Oh, there he is. Great. Alright, Jay Jettas. Heads or tails, kick or receive. I have no idea. No, I don't keep master sheet for week after week. Heads or tails, kick or receive, dummy. Oh my gosh. Can't say that, Dogwater. Also, I can't just, like, instantly delete something. Ay. Jay Jettas! Post your heads or tails! Oh my god. Alright, I'm jumping in without him. Screw you. We're getting feisty tonight. 20 viewers. Thank you guys for jumping on in. So let's get on into it. SMU had a big showing last week. We'll see what they can do this week. Sound is off. Shouldn't be. It seems fine. Oh, his sound is off. So 7-point favorite on the road, SMU. Let's see what they got. Can they replicate the success from the freshman Kane Centora? So don't see Jay Jettas, so heads and kick. Sorry, I already picked for you, dummy. You got to be faster than that. So here we go. Zeros on the clock. Michigan State will score first. 14-0 here quickly. SMU in the shitter. As we go ahead to the second quarter, they add a field goal. That's not going to do much. Line 21-3, 28-3. SMU puts one back. Oh, no. 31-10 at the break. 3 scores up to 4 scores. This is a domination down to 2 scores here. Hold on, it's not over quite yet. 41-24. Chelsea's not singing yet. The fat lady is not blown the whistle. Now she does. It's going to be 41-24. They'll make it a game at least. Can they push it? No. So it's an 11-point loss. So that's going to be a Michigan State cover for those of you guys scoring at home. So here's a look at the scoring summary. A lot of touchdowns for Ryan. Northcutt got in there. So Lee Thomas, 22 of 33, 369, 4 touchdowns. Carl Moss, 36 for 112. He had a touchdown. Randy Ryan, 8 for 181, 3 touchdowns. Jake Riley, 6 for 109. Oh, I should probably check on the defense here. 2 TFLs for Paul Williams, 2 sacks, no interceptions, 5 deflections, and Jay Jetta starts his stream career at MSU off perfect. For SMU, they dropped their first of the year, 34-57, 369, and 2 touchdowns for Kane Centora. Not a lot of rushing going on for the Mustangs today. Jose Bryant gets 10 for 15. T-Bone gets over 100 yards. Northcutt gets into the end zone. On defense, Jaden John, the SFA player, the IGR, or not the IGR, he's a reject. 13 tackles, 4 TFLs for Vinny, 1 sack for DeGeeter. 1 forced fumble for DeGeeter, and he recovered it. So 41-30 is your final. As always, got to get my player of the week. Couple of interesting sim game results this week. I don't think there's any like crazy upsets that I saw. But this is an MSU cover to kick us off, so nothing crazy so far. Looking for a bit of a layup. That reminds me, Coach Fi, I have to tell you guys who I have for Derby, and I have Husky Boyle, so, for Baylor. So now we'll go gray. We'll go to Florida and Wisconsin. Coach Tribe, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. This is a 13.5-point favorite on my dome. We'll see if I get slaughtered here today. 50% of you guys picked both sides. All right, so let's see, Florida. So the biggest spread of the week. You trust in Wisconsin or you trust in Florida? Latrey Reigns. Good pick, so hopefully you get 0 points and I get like 12. Alright, Mr. Beanie Baby. You laugh all you want now. I'll be the one laughing by the end of the night. As you get domed by Stanford. All right, let's get on into this game. Number 22, Florida had the disappointing showing in the opening week. In week 0, had a bye last week. Wisconsin stayed with Colorado a little bit, but was less than stellar on offense, only scoring 13 points. So we're at home. TC's debut here at Camp Randall. I've lost to Coach Tribe before. Will I do it again? Don't worry, Flame. I have not yet scored a point, and I'm averaging 8.5 in BearCave games, or weeks. So I'm not confident I'm going to score any points either. Don't worry. So heads and kick, because I don't see Tribe here, and here we go. Zeros on the clock here at Camp Randall. How bad will we lose today? 7-0 early on. We can't get anything going. 14-0 on my dome. 21-0 to start it. Why did I fucking come back? 28-0. Why did I come back? Why did I come back? 35-0 on my dome. 35-10. Just disgusting display here at home. Truly a terrible team. 35-17. 42. 42-20. At least it's not too embarrassing. Can we get the backdoor cover? That is the question. On paper, we should be A-okay. We can't get a field goal because why, of course, would we get a field goal? And, oh, a fumble inside the 20. Way to go, boys. 49-20. Just came back to tarnish my record. Eat the L. And we get dome shotted. That's a Florida cover. My God, get me out of Wisconsin. That's a 22-point loss. Florida covers here today. Just no fun. Puka Bear was supposed to be a GOAT. Instead, he's a bitch. Dambo Dinkins gets 1. I know somebody had him. There's a lot of Kareem Paul love. Dambo Dinkins goes for 2. A lot of touchdowns there. So Kareem Paul, 23 of 32, 297, 5 touchdowns right to my face. Roderick Black gets 2 on the ground. The split is Dinkins, Cotton, Newsom, and Fleer. On defense, 10 tackles for Hines, multiple guys with TFLs, 4 total sacks, no interceptions. 2 deflections, 2 fumbles, because of course, let's just turn the ball over a billion times. And for Wisconsin, Booty Cheeks, Tyler Wright, 24-38, 305, 2 touchdowns. We couldn't run the ball for anything. 8 for 115, 2 catches for Puka Bear. And on defense, 14 tackles for Bradshaw, 5 TFLs. He's dominating the middle. But nothing other than that. So, not a great showing for the Badgers. We're 0-2 to start the year. And we move on. At least now I can go to the sim games and maybe have a chance. So, big day for Kareem Paul. Hopefully we injured him. That is a Florida cover here. Congratulations, Coach Tribe. He's now 2-1 against me. So we'll move on. We've got Texas Tech, and we've got I have completely forgotten about jerseys, I believe. Hold on. No, Jay Jettas didn't post, so that's okay. All orange for Tribe didn't end up mattering. Texas Tech and UNLV, I know that they'll get mad if I don't do the jerseys right. All red versus all black. Okay. What is the spread? It's 3 points on this one. So, you guys, 65% of you guys, wow, you didn't trust me. Disrespectful. Alright, so this is UNLV -3. Texas Tech +3. Get your Bobanos going. And this is all red, all black. Where is red? Where is red? There we go. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, we got all red versus all black. Coach Pizza, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive. That's what you get, D-Sleep, for submitting DMs late. Lose all your Bobanos. I'm glad. I'm glad. I saw you put in Bobanos on us, and I told us to shit ourselves. There's no reasonable way I would lose to Florida in any other way. All right, here we go. We got tails and kick for Coach Pizza. Big-time game day win last week. We'll see if they can build off the success of dominating the Beanie Babies, smashing them into a big old chunky pulp and fed to a big old baby named Garrett Gamara. We'll see if they can do it at Allegiant. The Sim Fraud Stream, or I guess the Sim Gods, UNLV, Parker Towns was your National Player of the Week last week. So we'll see what they do here. So he said tails and kick. So here we go. And nothing early on. Who will score first? It's Texas Tech, but they missed the extra point. 6-0 ball game. UNLV comes back and scores. They have the 1-point lead. Tough way to be losing. 7-6, 13-14 now. Up a score. Can they extend it farther? UNLV gives up a field goal, and they take the 2-score lead. It's Tyke Lashley scores right before the half. So 21-9 is the score as we go to the third quarter. 24-9. Texas Tech's got to score here. They get another field goal. Those are not going to win you football games. 24-12. They're doubling them up as we enter the fourth quarter. Boris Handshoe with a punt. Long drive here. Goes nowhere. Nothing doing there. Can Texas Tech find a way to get this back within a score? Going very back and forth here. Long drive and sacked on 4th and 15. Or no, that's 4th and 15. They still turn it over. So going the other way. It's an interception by Parker Towns. Picked off by the defensive end, Chadwick Tonda. As they're going the other way. They'll see if they can score. Remember, we cannot jump in unless it's a one-score game, and that's what they do. So we'll jump in here for the onside kick. 24-18. So UNLV picks the ball up, so it'll be up to Texas Tech to get a couple of stops here. So 24-18, Parker Towns. Can they keep it going? Rush Kinghorn in the backfield. It's a keeper for Parker Towns. He finds a hole up the gut, breaks a tackle, and he gets 8 out of it. Texas Tech does elect to use a timeout there, so they don't just sit on their fingers. 2 minutes left. Shotgun. They are in fringe field goal range. It's a 6-point game, so that would make it 2 scores. A bad angle gives up the first down. Gino Page. So now it's up to them to force a fumble. Not looking great here for the Red Raiders. Hand off to Kinghorn to the outside. He stiffies one. Down he goes. Mikhail Copeland. Second and 11 now inside the 30. 4 wide. Second and 11. The handoff yet again to Rush Kinghorn to the outside. He pushes. They'll push him out of bounds. They'll get a free stoppage. That will help Texas Tech. So 3rd and 7, game pretty much on the line. And Texas Tech get bailed out. 4-man rush, Yams it over the middle. Caught! Inside the 5! Nick Gilbert with the catch. And they should be able to kneel it a couple of times. Over 400 yards for Parker Towns. So they'll be able to just run out the clock here. Looks like UNLV will cover. A lot of people thought that 3-point spread was crazy.
Double tight, guys, double tight. 3 down. Check 59. Mike is 59.
So, yep, they won't have to snap it on 3rd down. That should be the game. 24-18 here at home for UNLV. They get it done on the home turf. So 3 covers to start the ball game today, or start the BearCave. And the majority of you guys didn't predict UNLV cover. You were jumping on the Texas Tech bandwagon. Got to remember, Texas Tech literally beat a bunch of babies last week. There's no competition in that game. So 24-18 is your final. So pretty bland BearCave to start the day. Oh, poor baby, lost by 6. I lost by 22! Cry me a river. 24-18. Rush Kinghorn gets 2. Lashley gets into the end zone, and Manju Moonman scores. Gamara goes 23 of 44, 302, 1 touchdown. He at least avoided the Concepcion line. Rushing the ball did not go well today as Roro Bierman got 2 total carries, so we'll have to wait for tomorrow to check injuries. Jesse Jetster went 12 for 170. Gino Page, 8 tackles, 3 TFLs, 3 total sacks on the day. The sack for Chadwick Tonda. And for UNLV, Parker Towns, 25-42, 402, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Rush Kinghorn, averaging 2 yards a carry. Very good. But he goes 7 for 95 through the air. Wheel Merchant over here. Trip McNeil, transfer from Georgia, goes 6 for 140. Clash Sparkman gets 13 tackles, 4 TFLs, 2 sacks on the day, no interceptions. 3 deflections from Tyson, and nothing else. So we'll continue on. Got to get my players of the game as we look at Hendon Hooker. So that is a UNLV cover for those of you guys scoring at home. And we will continue. It looks like we've got Stanford at Illinois. So trees versus babies. Quarterback who has no accuracy versus a quarterback with no accuracy. What could happen here? So let's go check out the Big Ten. So Stanford at Illinois. We got Coach Wind. Let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. Let me get the poll out. So who covers? Do you have Illinois minus 4.5? Or do you have Stanford at plus 4.5? Prediction is live. In terms of jerseys. It looks like blackout if done classic cam. I'll go white with orange hats. Okay. So he wants the all white with the orange helmet. And they want the all black. Alrighty. So heads and kick for Coach Wind. See what happens here in this one. Fresh off a game day and a BearCave blunder for both of them. Looks like we'll be having a defensive battle here, as neither got above 20 points in their first game. We're back here at Champaign. Memorial Stadium. So heads and kick for Coach Wind. His second career game is ahead of the Cardinal. So first quarter, here we go. A long drive, touchdown Stanford. Got a fumble, no points for the Beanie Babies. Second quarter, another touchdown for Stanford. They're up 2 scores. Illinois claws one back. 21-7 in the blink of an eye. Down 14 at home at halftime. Illinois fights back, gets a field goal. And then nothing happens, going back and forth. They're down 11. Can they make this close? We'll go possession by possession. That's a punt. 2 scores. Remember, we can't jump in. Scotty Bean throws a pick. They get a field goal off it, so still a 2-score game. And incomplete on 4th down. We'll go one play at a time, but doesn't look like we'll be able to jump in. DeQuinton Sims driving it down their throat, the #1 recruit. And they punch it home for a touchdown. 30-10. Not looking good for the Beanie Babies. They get one back, but that's going to do it. 30-16 is your final. Stanford gets back in it. DeQuinton Sims gets one. Scotty Bean rushes for one. And a couple passing touchdowns for Corey Light and one for Scotty Bean. So Corey Light goes 20 of 38, 276, 2 touchdowns. And he goes 52%. DeQuinton Sims, 37 carries, 173, 4.6 a carry, and 2 touchdowns. Osborne goes for 100 yards. And on defense, Colo Samoa gets 12 tackles along with Newberry. 5 TFLs, a sack for Uguay and Samoa. The interception for Tony Green. 1 deflection, 2 fumbles, and 2 recoveries. And for Illinois, you got Scotty Bean going 15 for 22, 252, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. McKeever goes 92 yards, 4.3 a carry, no touchdowns. Bean got into the end zone, though. 89 yards for Carter. Cunningham only got 58. James got 58. On defense, John Henry Mustard, 16 tackles. That's quite a lot. 3 TFLs. He got the sack. No interceptions for the team. 3 deflections. 2 forced fumbles. They were only able to get 1, and that will do it. And Scotty Bean with the returns. So 30-16 is your final. That is another, or this one's just a Stanford outright. Stanford wins that one clean on the dome. 61% of you guys trusted Stanford as well. Congratulations. So that is a Stanford outright victory. So both Illinois and Wisconsin lose today, but I still lost by more. Shame, shame, shame. All right, next up we look at Baylor at Notre Dame. So here's my derby pick. Coach Flame, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. As you are the away team, this is a 7.5 point favorite. So who do you got? You got Baylor minus 7.5, or do you have Notre Dame? For jerseys, Coach Yui, she wants green and gold at home. So putting on the luck of the Irish green. That means Baylor will be in their whites. All right, flame heads or tails, kick or receive. All right, here we go. Baylor, Notre Dame in the rain. I think that helps out the running game a bit. Let's go. We need a big game for Husky Boyle. Please, I'm just asking for one goddamn point. That's all I want. Flame wants tails and kick. So here we go. The big Baylor had a big-time win with their backup quarterback. Latrey Reigns is back as the starter. Notre Dame would like a better start than the Week 0 game. Not looking like they're going to get it here. 14-0 quick for Baylor, but Notre Dame is driving. They add one back. They've got to play some defense here. They start to. We got a tie game. 21-14. Here comes Notre Dame. Here we go. A lot of running. What you like to see. Back to a 14-point lead. Up to 21. Notre Dame's doing nothing here in the third quarter. 42. Not like this. Enzo McKay. 49. It was 14-14. What is happening to this Notre Dame team this year? They just got ran out of the building. Husky Boyle scores. Let's go. So solo tip-ins. Tehu Nakamoto got a 31-yarder. How is there 7 touchdowns and only 1 for Husky? Fuck you. Oh my god. That's so... Oh. So Latrey Reigns goes 18 for 26, 253, 4 touchdowns. Husky Boyle gets into the end zone once. Udalin Johnson vultures me once. Couple of touchdowns for tip-ins. Mitchell Slockblower gets 41 yards. 9 tackles, 3 for Bailey. No sacks, no interceptions. 3 deflections. The forced fumble for John Ueve. He recovers. Enzo McKay, 5 for 17. What are you doing, Slime? 78 yards. That's not winning football. Tehu Nakamoto, 26 for 132. He gets a touchdown. Not a great start to the career for Enzo McKay. 10 tackles apiece, 3 TFLs for Evans. 2 sacks on the day for the team. No interceptions. 2 deflections. And that'll do it. 49-14 is the final. That is a Baylor cover. So Latrey Reigns, player of the game. When he comes back, Tehoon, still player of the game at running back. Akamoto RB. So that's a Baylor cover. And we continue to move on this pretty quick BearCave. Luckily, it is quick as we had multiple coaches delay game day. Shame. All right, moving on. We got Arkansas and LA Tech. So, Coach Keat, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. It's a 10-point favorite for the Hogs that absolutely dome-shotted Fresno State last week. So, who covers? Are you going with the Omahogs or are you going with the revenge game? LA Tech still has some defensive pieces from Keat's days, but offensive side definitely a lot weaker than years past. Tails and kick. It's mainly cabbage. I was just blaming Cam because I was late myself. See, Keith says he's about to get crushed when he doesn't know what crushed means. He's playing a 75 overall. We're the same team, Keith. You and I have the same overall, and I'm losing by 22 every week, and you're dome-shotting people with freshmen. Doesn't make any sense. We'll see if it continues here today. Tails and kick. 10-point favorite for the Omahogs. Fourth highest scoring team in the nation coming into this week. Yeah, Mushbrain. I see you're still losing to Michigan State, even at SMU, big dummy. Shut up, fat boy. I definitely could be you. I could be 300 pounds sitting in my basement. Tails and kick for the Omahogs. Oh no! The uniforms! Would you like me to restart, Key? I can restart. What did he even want? Anthracite. Here, we can... Hold on. We can restart here. I did not do it to Key. Nothing to see here, but it's not my fault if you end up getting rain. All right, let's keep it going. Stop distracting me, Dogwater. This is all your fault. There we go. All right, we're going anthracite. Here we go. These are dope uniforms. Arkansas does have some good ones. All right, we'll skip all this mumbo jumbo. He wants tails and kick. Yeah, those jerseys are great. Can someone ban Savage Cabbage? He looks like a bot. 7-0, 14-0. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, be quiet, Keith. Oh, never mind. They're actually putting up a fight. Hold your horses. 20. No, never mind. Never mind. Keith, never talk again. 21-10. Come on. Yeah, it's over. It's over. The fat lady singing 27-10 on your dome in your home. Oh, hold on a second. Do we got to come back? A fumble! It's elbow burn bomb, please. I'm on my knees. Come on. Score. Yes, they do. Bang! Bang! All right, here we go. Can LA Tech get a stop? Come on, Danny Omaha. Choke. Choke. Choke! They're not going to call the face mask there. So Arkansas up 7. They gotta hope Dier Redo doesn't get the first down. He has the speed and he gets there. Game over. Boo. So pretty much they just gotta hope for a fumble. Safety coming on down. It's a keeper for Danny Omaha. Somebody knock him off his feet. How do you let Danny Omaha get 19 yards? Disgraceful. So now they're just going to kneel on it a couple of times and get out of here with a win. 27-20 on the road in the revenge game. LA Tech gets dome shotted, but they made it competitive at the end. At least they have some sort of spine. So just one more snap, they'll line up and just take the kneel. And so that will be an Arkansas no cover. So we'll just let the clock run on out. 27-20, as all you guys are begging them to kick it. So there it is. Coach Keith starts out 2-0 with his pretty much all freshman team. Danny Omaha, the player of the game. The Omahags continue. Great win. We'll pay you guys out. That's a no cover, so thank you for believing in LA Tech. So that was the Patreon game of the week, so that'll put us over halfway point of BearCave. We got the big nasty games coming on up, all the big hitters. So it's 27-20, Bork Buns, Redo, Flair, everybody's scoring today. Omaha gets 2 through the air, 213, 142 on the ground for Redo. He added 2 touchdowns. Bork and Flair both score. On defense, 12 tackles for Green, 5 TFLs as well. He gets a sack. Noel gets a sack, no interceptions. A lot of deflections and 2 forced fumbles that were both recovered. For LA Tech, Mike Smith, the new quarterback, goes 16 of 32. Running the ball, 139. Through the air, 1 touchdown. On defense, Cox with 9. 3 TFLs for Davis. Sack for Fenner. No interceptions. 1 deflection for Parrish. 3 fumbles on the day with Woodfields and Birnbaum. And that will do it. You don't deserve JC England. Alright, so that is Arkansas, no cover. Alright, so we continue on. Looks like he's the receiver for the Yams in the YouTube series. So that's where most of the BC rewards are going to be based off from now on. So Georgia Tech goes to Southern Miss, 9.5-point favorite. Coach Mike, he put heads and receive already. Let's see what his jersey request was. Navy alternates. There we go. Do they have a Navy helmet? Is the question. All right, let's get the spread up. What is that? 9.5. Got 19 viewers. Thank you guys for watching. We got a game day coming up. Auburn, who's gonna lose to Rutgers. Cabbage has just like found the one way to make me cheer for Rutgers. It's by being a little dickhead. Ay. So Southern Miss is going to be a plus 9.5. He submitted a depth chart change after game day started like a little dickhead. super late. I could just deny it, but instead I decided, since I was already changing something for Cam, just to do it and hit him with integrity, because he knew what he was doing. So might as well just smoke him on integrity, because I can. Should have done more, but next time it happened, I'll hit somebody with like -5. All right, here we go. Coach Mike took a tumble in the New Heights Classic. We'll see if he can redeem himself in the Triple Option Bowl. This is always a very difficult team to beat, though. Southern Miss been to the playoffs plenty of times in the last couple of seasons, and Georgia Tech starts with a touchdown. Southern Miss responds, but they miss the extra point. So second quarter, Southern Miss scores. It's a 6-point game. Nothing happening for Georgia Tech. What's happening? Oh my God. They throw an interception to Rowan Willows, but it ends the half. Georgia Tech. Oh my God, Georgia Tech! Down 17 in the third quarter. What is happening? 27-17. Can they make the comeback? Down 10. They need a big one. Yes, they do. It's like they wait to the fourth quarter to wake up. It doesn't make any sense. 27-24. Can they run the clock out? Or we cannot jump in till the 2-minute warning, as this is a long drive. 3rd and 4. Here we go. 27-24. Georgia Tech desperately needs a stop. Handoff here inside. He makes a move outside. Down he goes. So Mike will get the stop they needed. They'll get a chance on offense. Massive. So here comes the field goal unit. We're over halfway through BearCave, and I don't have a highlight written down yet. Nothing of note has happened. And there he goes. So 30-24. Georgia Tech has their chance. So down by 6, we need a Kai Oyama legacy drive. That's to the corner. It is returnable. These could be a touchdown. He has the edge. He gets to the 38. So 30-24. Offense on the field. They already lost to UTSA. They can't stomach another loss to the group of 5. Kai Oyama, quarterback. He'll drop back. He'll take off. He stutters. He gets to the outside. He finally cuts upfield on the edge, and he gets out of bounds. So at the 50 now, minute 48, 2 timeouts. Time pretty much a non-factor here for the Yellow Jackets. Triple option time. Oyama floats it out late. The cut out wide by Trey Hunter gets him 6. Almost 100 yards now for Hunter. 2nd and 4, 90 seconds left. Oyama, he takes off. There goes Oyama. Oh, what a hit. He hangs on as we get gifted subs from Coach Keith. Thank you, buddy. 5 gifted for the Omahogs win today. Damn, gifting the terrorist cabbage one. He doesn't deserve it. Oyama yams it left side, hits his man. 1st down Tech. Glad you're enjoying your ice cream, Coach Flame. 1st and 10. Oh, it's a halfback toss, and Hunter goes down. I apologize for being mean to the Omahogs. The Omahogs are the best team of all time. 2nd and 14. We're under a minute left. Oyama drops back, yams it deep out of bounds. He has 2 interceptions on the day. So down by 6. Starting to get a little frisky here. 3rd and 14. Oyama's got to do something. Split backs. Oyama has the time. Rolls right. Yams left and almost intercepted. Southern Miss has the chance to do it again. They upset Auburn last week, or in week 0. Can they do it again here to Georgia Tech? Game on the line, 4th and 14. Oyama yams an incomplete. There was nobody in sight. Oyama pissing his pants. And Southern Miss has now beat Auburn and Georgia Tech. Just like last season, they're going to have like the best resume in the country. Southern Miss just, I guess, has the cheat codes. And for the second year in a row, Coach Mike is going to start 0-2. Last year, they rattled off 10 straight victories. Can they do it again? Yep, so you're exactly right. They'll have to punt it on 4th down. This is the game. So they will have to punt it. Looks like they're going to load it up, go for the block. They've got to score a touchdown here. We've seen one punt return for a touchdown in the history of the SFA on game day. It was Iowa State, Deion Silas in like season 10. We're due for one. Can Georgia Tech bail themselves out? Can the blue square bail out Coach Mike? Here's the kick. Fielded at the 49. The return. Down he goes at the 40. 0-0. Southern Miss does it again. The outright victory for the Golden Eagles. 19% of you guys rode with the Eagles, and you are flying high after that one. So Georgia Tech, very similar to season 17. Oyama putting them off on the wrong foot to start the season. It was a great drive until it wasn't. Is really all you can say. They just stalled. Like, beautiful pass there, and then it just... And so far, that's our only highlight of the day. There was nothing in the UNLV game that was of note. Florida wasn't. Stanford, we didn't jump in. Baylor, we didn't jump in. Arkansas was just a run. So, one BearCave highlight so far. So, we'll take a look at the scoring summary. A negative 6-yard touchdown run, of course. Got a hype chest. I don't know what that is. Spill the tea. Got an emote there. I don't know what those hype chests are. Is that for you guys? I don't know. Oyama, 17 of 29, 250, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Trey Hunter, 91 yards and a tutty. We do have 3 rejects on the line this week, so 3 people's BearCaves are in danger with some of these matchups. Kenji Agnew, the SFA player, 4 TFLs. 1 sack for Ratliff. The interception for Rowan Willows, the SFA player. Reed Nakamoto with 3 deflections. And for Southern Miss, Johnny Ward, 15 of 27, 211, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Weber goes 11 for 31. Very split here, very evenly split. On defense, 2 guys get 10 tackles, 2 TFLs for the pair, the sack, 2 interceptions. It just looks like it was the turnovers that were the difference. They also got 2 fumbles, one of which they actually got. So players of the game is going to be Johnny Ward, Trey Hunter, Derek Hill. So once again, Southern Miss proving that they are a juggernaut, as they are clearly the best team in the Sun Belt. So is it time to already pencil in Southern Miss into the playoff? That is the question. That is a Southern Miss outright victory. They have victories over Auburn and now Georgia Tech. All right, we continue on the BearCave slate. Next up, we got Ohio State, Washington. Ohio State dealing with yet another quarterback injury. Feels like every year for like the last 5, they've had a quarterback injury. This is a 5-point favorite for Damien. So, Damien, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. Our number 1 seed from last season. They were over double OT away from making it to the national championship last season. They were the closest team to toppling Iowa State. They bring a lot of the same core back. So how will they play against Ohio State? This is a 5-point favorite for Washington. I don't see Coach Damien, so we'll hop on board with Ohio State. This is a big-time matchup. Massive implications here. Especially for a team like Ohio State that would probably have to rely on an at-large bid. Washington, one of the clear favorites. Coach Fire, please don't tell me you are a Ohio State fan. Let's focus on you getting a win at Army first before you start. How do you just like the band? Ohio State is like the most hateable team in the country. What do you mean you like their band? Oh, like it when they dot the I? Hey, you can be a band nerd all you want. That's fine. I just... feels like the Buckeyes are a bit weird of a pick, but once again, I don't... never played an instrument. I don't know who's the, you know, the team to love, but I guess for band, it would be Ohio State. My cousin played for the Texas band. 20 to 14. Man, we're going back and forth. My head is going left to right. Ah! Almost jumped in there. 24-20, Ohio State staying with them even though they have a backup quarterback. This game is getting good now. 31-27. My God, how many lead changes? And there's another one. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Almost time to jump in. Remember, we can't jump in till the 2-minute mark here. So here we go. 3rd and 2. Washington has the ball. Cinch Brown, the SFA player in the backfield. Jurassico Rose, bottom of your screen. Brandon Outlaw in the back. They'll hand it off to Brown, and he doesn't get it! So we'll see Ohio State get their chance. What a stop there from the defensive end. So Ohio State now, we have not seen them really make a big play or make a big push in the SFA since their era of dominance with Clemson from season 8 to season 12. Ever since then, they've kind of been mediocre, but here's Pat Stone. He was a Heisman finalist last season. Don't know who their quarterback is because the current starter was hurt last week. They do have Herbert Gerber, the SFA IGR tight end. So 1st and 10 here. It's a lefty quarterback. They'll give it to Pat Stone, and down he goes. Marcus Singleton on the tackle. Once again, Washington touting a top 5 defense in the country. Clock is running. Ohio State needs a field goal. They're on the road. But can a lefty quarterback get it done? Floats it to the corner. That's a catch. They'll get half of it back. This guy's name's Pugh. Or no, it's Paul. Nicholas Paul. Is this the brother of Kareem Paul or what? All right, 3 wide, safety coming down. It's go lanes. He's hyping up the crowd. Paul delivers it. Pat Stone up the gut. He'll get the first. What a push from the Heisman finalist. The drive continues. They're across the 50. Drops back. They bring a blitz. He'll take off right-hand side, and the spy gets him down. Gets about 1 yard. They'll use their second timeout. Chris Frood. Don't know how to say that name. But at the 47. Second and 9. Paul drops back the lefty. Dumps it to Gerbert, and he gets it. Gerbert gets a catch. 3rd and 7. Paul, he'll take off, and down he goes. Tremaine Mack. So game on the line for Ohio State. 4th and 13. Can they find a way? 4th down for the Ohio State Buckeyes. He'll yam it deep. It's a catch! It's a connection. They're in field goal range. At the 25, 29 seconds left. They will clock it here. They'll have a chance to win the game. But they do have no timeout, so you don't want to get too frisky here with the play call. We might get some free football here, folks. Gerbert, hand on the ground. Paul, Gerbert in motion. 26 seconds on the clock. Paul has time, and it's yams it deep off the back toe, and it's out of bounds. So 3rd and 10. Will they run a real play or just kick the field goal? They'll run a real play. So remember, they can't clock this, so this could get bad real quickly if they get stuck in bounds. They'll have to run the field goal team out. Paul yams it deep over the middle, almost tipped! Oh, it could have been picked! That would have been the game. So to send us to OT, a 43-yarder from left hash. The kick, it's up, and it is good! 4th and 13, game was on the line. Washington chokes. And now we might just get a second OT game in a row for Washington. They beat Army last time. Can they do it again? Stays on his feet, Corey Arnold. So 7 seconds left. They'll probably just sit on it. Looks like that's what they will do. So back-to-back overtime games for Washington. They did have a bye in between them, but too many overtime games. So free football here on the West Coast in the Pac-12 After Dark. Since I'm on a CPU team, it's always heads and defense. All right, so they will start on offense. So here we go. 34-34. Ohio State has the rock. They'll go 4 to the right-hand side. Hand it off to Stone. He goes up the middle. If he would have bounced left, that's a touchdown. Only 67 yards for Pat Stone. Under 3 yards a carry. Just shows you how good this Washington defense is. Split backs. Go audible into the pistol. The lefty floats it over the middle on the slant. He connects. Thomas Ward for 10. 3 for 58 for Thomas Ward. Good day for Nicholas Paul, filling in for their starter. 11 yards away from Pater. Go Lanes comes down. He's on a blitz. Paul over the middle. Wide open man. Touchdown, Ohio State. What a throw and what a catch. Washington on their back toe now. Oklahoma State, speaking of teams that took double OT, took them till that long to beat Rice. So Washington, anything less than a touchdown, they'll be going home at 1-1. Here's Outlaw. Drops back, clean blitz, throws it deep, intercepted! The game is over! What a pick from Carter! Outlaw just threw it up. And down goes number 5. What a choke from Washington. Brandon Outlaw, there was a free rusher. It was Cinch Brown who missed his assignment. So he had to just yam it down the seam right to the safety. And Ohio State escapes. What a win for the Buckeyes. Are they back? Are the Buckeyes back, folks? That's an outright win for Ohio State. D-Sleep completely banana-list in both his wallet and his pants. Alright, D-Sleep, I'll stop being mean to you. That was a good one. You walked right into that. So Cinch Brown gets 3 touchdowns, even though he gave up the very last sack. So Nicholas Paul, the redshirt freshman, dude's a beast. I play Ohio State this year, I think. Maybe I should try and get this guy. This guy you could tamper away from him. 22 of 35, 305, 3 touchdowns. Pat Stone couldn't really run the ball all that well. Pugh gets 7 for 120. Jamal Cook, 12 tackles, 2 TFLs for Weber. No sacks, 3 INTs, 3 deflections. Brandon Outlaw, 19 of 34. He had 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Cinch Brown, the SFA player, 171 and 3 tutties. Jurassico Rose, 8 for 129. On defense, Singleton had 9 tackles, 2 TFLs for 3 different guys, 2 sacks, 1 for Damian Chambers, the SFA player. Couple deflections, forced fumble for Damian, and he recovered it. But it wasn't enough. So that is a Ohio State outright victory. Got a couple more games left on the BearCave slate. We finally got a good one here. So OSU outright. So 2 more games on the BearCave slate for week 2 here in season 18. We'll go back to the Big 12. This time a big time one. Penn State and Florida State. So Coach Dave, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. Otherwise, Jackie Moon, if you're here, let me know kick or receive since you are the home team. Who do you got in this one? This is a Florida State is a 4-point favorite. Are you going PSU? Is Levi Kazaruni really him, or is DeAndre Claxton gonna shine in his debut? Well, it's not his debut, but you know what I mean, in this game. I don't see Coach Dave, so it looks like we'll be jumping on board with Florida State. He does if he's here and Dave is not. As far as jerseys, Dave wants classic all white. I don't see anything from Jackie Moon. He's a pretty traditional guy, so probably didn't want anything. All right, so let's jump on into this. 6 versus number 14. A lot of bobbing us on this game. Oh, sorry, I already pressed OK before you said gold pants. I don't know if you got gold pants. Yes, you do. And we got rain in Tallahassee. Here we go, Doak Campbell. Penn State, Florida State. And he wants to kick. There's Claxton, brother of the other Claxton. I forgot his name. All right, here we go. Quick touchdown for Penn State. 10 quick ones. Florida State gets one back. Levi Kazaruni is the quarterback for Penn State still. 10-7, 14-10. Florida State takes the lead. They extend it to 21 right before halftime. That's a bit of a dome shot for you. And they don't add another. 28-10 now. Penn State's got to start scoring. Not looking good. They're going backwards. Stop it. Not like this. Florida State dominant them. Wait, we got a quick one. That was a quick one. Can we get one back? Remember, can't jump in until it's a one-score game. 4th down. And they missed the field goal. So chance for Penn State. They need a quick tutty. And it's not looking good for them. They're down 14 and they don't get it. It's a turnover on downs. They kneel it a couple of times. And that will do it. 31-17 is your final. Tough scenes here for Penn State. That is a Florida State cover. Burner got a touchdown. Webb, Burner, and Roth. So DeAndre Claxton goes 14 for 19, 186, 1 touchdown. It was Burner going 39 carries, 200 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Not much here for Timothy Buffett. Dude's a bum. 9 tackles there. A lot of different TFLs. 1 sack for Lamar White. No interceptions. No fumbles. A couple deflections for Amir Broom. Levi Kazaruni, 17 of 28. 2 touchdowns. Gutierrez, 59 yards. Baker, Rubskins gets 10 TFLs. What are those? Pancakes. 13 tackles for Rodney Martin. The sack for Koala Cruz, the SFA player. Deflection and no fumbles. All right, so one more game on the docket here tonight before we get into this game day game. Yeah, you could just call this the Minnesota slot. The main event of BearCave. We got, what was this? Florida State's cover. All right, well, we will continue now. Just want to make sure that our last game, that's our game day, Auburn and Rutgers. And then we have one more there. Perfect. And then after this, we'll check out week 3. So, yep, your defending national champions going on the road to face Minnesota. Your McGuffin holder. Rick's doing a great job of hyping this game up for me. Shorts wants tails and kick. Okay. So this is a push game for you folks at home, our only push game of the week. 44% of you guys are rocking with Florida State. So who covers for this one? Or who covers, who wins? And then if you wanted special jerseys, Rick, you can choose. You can choose your jerseys if you'd like. The maroon set. Ooh, that maroon and white Heck to the yeah. Gloves. Alright, so we'll go tails and kick. Number 1, number 4 on your dome and in your home. Here we go. We have not seen Iowa State lose in quite a long time. It was Kansas back in, what was that, week 13, or was it week 14 of season 17? Been a while. Here's Coach Rick looking to get over the hump. Kind of looks like Mississippi State in these maroon jerseys. So we're at TCF Bank. So tails and kick. Here we go. Let's get a good one, folks. Number 1 versus number 4. Quick score for Iowa State. 14-0. Minnesota, come on. Come on, Minnesota. No, not like this. Running into the Cyclone Buzzsaw. What the heck? 28-0. Ay, ay, ay. Come on, Minnesota. Give them a fight. The Big Ten's been very up and down today. More so down than anything. I think only Ohio State has been good to us today. I think we were on a massive oof, as that's an 81-yard touchdown. Okay, does that get him back in it? I guess no. And Shaq Madison gets a fumble. It's a, oh my God, 42-7. Iowa State on pace to never lose again. 42-14. A tough day for the Big Ten. Barton Tuck gets into the end zone. Bo Houston came into the game there at the end. Yeah, the Big Ten sucks. Kirko Squatch didn't play much. Maybe he came out just because. But 12 of 17, 163, 2 touchdowns. Cooper doesn't get a touchdown. It's Russ Smiley here. And no catch, or 4 catches for Ray J. Butler. Two TFLs for Torgerson. No sacks on the day, but 2 interceptions. 3 deflections, the fumble for Shaq Madison. Iowa State, man, they are just too good. Bo Houston came into the game. Not sure if that's performance-related. Tony Hall, though, 0 for 2. Might be time to call Bo Houston's number, baby. Look at that, 240 passer rating. Surely that's real. Barton Tuck. What? Chris Cox doesn't get too many snaps again today. I don't know what's happening with him. He's not getting enough snaps. Must be another injury, like a lingering one or something. 4 TFLs here for Darnell Moses. No sacks. Interception went for Rocky Bullwinkle. The deflection. The fumble for Terrence Wisebecker. And that will do it. So a tough day for the Big Ten outside of Ohio State. And that will do it for BearCave. Yeah, I agree with you there, Coach. I mean, in the way your schedule always falls, Rick, you might want to give yourself some easier matchups, my guy. You're always in like the top 5 in strength of schedule. So that is a Iowa State outright victory. Another dominant performance for the Cyclones. Like I said to start the season, this feels like season 14 Oklahoma. They just dominated the regular season after winning the Natty in season 13, but then they were first rounded in the playoffs. So we'll see what happens. So before we get into our game day game, we will end the stream and restart it here in about 5 minutes. But we always go through the next week of games so you kind of see where stuff lays as we go on. So we got undefeated Michigan State taking on UTSA. That will be a fun one. Let me just write down my result. Iowa State outright. UNLV Arkansas. Cincinnati Auburn. Georgia Tech Baylor. This one holds a lot different meaning now with Georgia Tech at 0-2. Rutgers, Wisconsin, that's a yawn. So some interesting matchups here nonetheless. Clemson, Maryland's big. Penn State, Minnesota. BYU, Notre Dame. Iowa State, A&M. Bryce Beers versus Corey Light. The high school teammates re-meet. That's a big one. Coastal, North Carolina, one of the best games of all time back in like season 14. Winless versus winless. Who on earth would win this game? Scotty Bean or Andy Gatewood? Yikes. Miami, Michigan. That's an interesting game. Boise, Fresno's a big game in the down there in the Mountain West. Oregon, USC, of course. So some very interesting matchups on tap for next week. So that will end it for this week's game. Thank you guys for watching BearCave. I know it's a bit off the deep end, but we'll get it back on track with our game day game. We got Auburn and Rutgers. And yeah, we'll see you guys back here in about 5 minutes for the start of that stream. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting with the subs and stuff. Remember, recruits are later on tonight. VODs will be later on tonight. Highlights for game day will be on the YouTube channel tomorrow. So, peace. We'll be back in a sec.